Hello and welcome to another crochet tutorial. Today I have puff stitches for you. I'm going to show you a pattern that uses puff stitches and double crochets to create a very beautiful and soft texture. Let me show you first the projects that I made using this stitch. First, I made a quite simple rectangular baby blanket. You can also make a similar blanket following today's tutorial. I will show you a sample how the stitch works in the row. So that's how I crocheted this blanket. I worked in the row and then I added a simple border with scallops. After I completed that project, I modified the stitch a little and I made another baby blanket. This time starting in the middle and crocheting in the round. So my baby blanket came out square shaped. And I didn't stop there. I also made matching baby hats in 3 sizes: newborn, 0 to 6 months and 6 to 12 months. I really enjoyed this stitch and creating projects from this stitch. And I also have an idea for a baby sweater made in this stitch, but that's a project for the future. So as I said, I will show you a sample of this stitch. I will show you how it worked in the row. And if you are interested in any of the projects that I showed you, all the patterns are available in my Etsy shop and also on Ravelry. And of course, I want to thank all of you who purchase my patterns. Thank you so much. Crochet is my work and you are supporting me and my 2 children. Thank you so much, and now let's jump to the tutorial. The yarn that I'm using is Pound of Love by Lion Brand and a hook size H, 5 millimeters. The starting chain must be a multiple of 6 plus 2. For my sample, I will start with 38 chains. 1, 2, 3. Here I have 38 chains and I'm ready to start working on my sample. Into the second chain from the hook, I will make a single crochet. We never count the chain on the hook, we always start counting from the next one. So 1, 2, and that's where I make a single crochet. Next, I make 2 chains. 1, 2, and I skip 2 chains. 1, 2, and into the next chain, I'm going to work a double crochet, then 2 chains, and into the same chain I work another double crochet. Then again 2 chains, 1, 2, I skip 2 chains, 1, 2, and make a single crochet into the next one. Now the pattern begins to repeat. 2 chains, skip 2 chains, 1, 2, into the next one I work a double crochet, 2 chains, and another double crochet. Then 2 chains, skip 2 chains, 1, 2, and a single crochet into the next chain. And I continue crocheting this way all the way across. And here is my first row finished. Next I make 3 chains and turn. 1, 2, 3. And I'm ready to start my second row. Now I'm going to work making puff stitches. Around the next double crochet over here, I'm going to make a puff stitch. Notice that I'm going to make this puff stitch around the stitch, not into the stitch, but around. So I'm going to do yarn over, then I insert the hook as if I were to make the front post double crochet, and I draw up the loop. Now again, yarn over, and I insert the hook around that double crochet, draw up a loop, yarn over, insert the hook around, and draw up a loop. So now I have 6 loops and 1 chain. Yarn over and I draw yarn through those 6 loops. Now I have 2 on the hook, yarn over, and I complete my puff stitch. Next I'm going to work 6 double crochets into this chain 2 space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now I'm going to work a puff stitch around this next double crochet again. So yarn over, I insert the hook as if I were to make a front post double crochet, draw up a loop, yarn over, insert the hook around, draw up a loop, yarn over, insert the hook, draw up a loop. Now yarn over, I draw yarn through 6 loops, yarn over, and I finish my puff stitch. And I have this beautiful shell with 2 puff stitches and double crochets in between. And now the pattern repeats. I'm going to make a puff stitch around this next double crochet. 1, 2, 3. Then into the chain 2 space I work 6 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and again a puff stitch around this next double crochet. Yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over, draw up a loop. And the second one is finished. And I continue crocheting this way all the way across. And here is my first row. I'm at the end and I finish it with 2 chains and a single crochet into this last single crochet. I start the next row with 4 chains and turn, and now into this very first single crochet I make a double crochet. Next 2 chains, 1, 2, and I'm going to make a single crochet into the space in between the 3rd and 4th double crochets of these 6 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, and after that one into the space, that's where I'm making a single crochet. Then 2 chains. And now I will be working into the space over here. It's the space between 2 puff stitches on the other side. And into the space I work a double crochet, then 2 chains and another double crochet. 2 chains. Again, I'm making a single crochet into the space in between the 3rd and 4th double crochets. 2 chains, and now I'm working into the space between the puff stitches. I make a double crochet, 2 chains and a double crochet. And that's how I continue crocheting all the way across. Here I am at the end of this row and I ended with 2 chains, and now into the top chain of this turning chain 3 I work a double crochet, then 1 chain and another double crochet. I start the next row with 3 chains and turn, and now into this chain 1 space over here I work 2 double crochets. 1, 2. Now I'm going to work a puff stitch around this next double crochet. So 1, 2, 3. So over here I got a half of this shell with puff stitches. I only have 3 double crochets counting with the starting chain and 1 puff stitch. Next I'm going to work a puff stitch around this next double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, then 6 double crochets into this chain 2 space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. And here I have another shell with puff stitches. Again, I'm skipping these spaces and I will be working a puff stitch around this next double crochet, then 6 double crochets into the chain 2 space and another puff stitch around this double crochet. And that's how I continue crocheting across. So here I am at the end of the row, and over this double crochet I make a puff stitch. 1, 2, 3. Then into this space I work 2 double crochets. 1, 2, and then I make the 3rd double crochet into the 3rd chain of this turning chain 4. So my 1st chain is hidden over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So over here into the 3rd one, that's where I make a double crochet. So over here I ended with half a shell, and in the beginning of the row I started with half a shell. I start row 5 with 1 chain and turn, and now into this first double crochet I make a single crochet. Next 2 chains, 1, 2, and over here I have a space in between 2 puff stitches, and that's where I'm going to work a double crochet, 2 chains and a double crochet, then 2 chains. Now I will make a single crochet into the space between the 3rd and 4th double crochets, 2 chains. Again, I'm working into the space between 2 puff stitches, double crochet, 2 chains and a double crochet, then 2 chains and a single crochet in between the 3rd and 4th double crochets. And that's how I continue crocheting. And at the end of the row I end with 2 chains and a single crochet in top of this turning chain 3. So this is what I have so far, and from this point the pattern begins to repeat from row 2. So basically we have 4 repeating rows. Follow the pattern from row 2 through row 5. Oh my goodness, I made a mistake. I didn't make a puff stitch over here. Oh, well, be very careful and check your stitches after each row to make sure you don't end up like me. And here I repeated a few more rows so that you can see what this pattern looks like. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel, for watching my tutorial. If you like it, please remember to give me a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video tutorial.